I'm beginning to do some videos to try to answer a lot of questions that we've been getting video requests, and one of the ones that we've gotten several times is how to find fish bait if you have like absolutely nothing. In the springtime and throughout the year, if you look up here, you'll see these little wasp nests, dirt dauber nests. If I can do this without getting stung. Tear them down. You see in there? A spider actually got a hold of that one, but we'll break it apart. There'll be more. This is the larva. Bram and perch absolutely love this stuff. It's easy to identify, easy to find. Let me open my little jar so we can keep them. And of course, even if you don't get very many of them, if you can catch one brim or perch, you can then use that for cut bait. See, these are actually kind of drying up. If you get them at the right stage, and we'll find some. Like this one. You can break them out of these little sacks. It's like a worm in there. And we'll go through a couple of different baits. Some of these have already begun to turn. Find a fresher one. Oh, that's a big one. Here we have one that I pulled all that sack off of. You can see better what it looks like. That's what it looks like inside the sack. Now we're gonna go try to find. And that's wasp larvae. And of course, everybody's typical fish bait, worms. You want to look for worms. Best if it's shaded, if the ground is relatively moist. You can find worms almost anywhere, but you'll probably have to dig deeper if your ground is too dry. So, chucked him, but there's one right there. It means his other half is right. Oh, I see him. Look at him right here. There's actually a couple of them in here. I just saw another piece. There's one. Nice piece. If you dig around rotten vegetation and logs, you can usually find grub worms as well. I'll try to find you one, give you a visual of it. Fill this back in. Looking under debris, wood, logs. Be careful of snakes. Give me that cup. You are gross. Snails. Oh, there you go. All these little worms. We'll let those go. What else do we have in here? Whoa, come here. You're not getting away. Whoa. Man, look at him fight. Well, there's another big old worm. Get in there. I mean, these worms are feisty. They're just fighting. Alright. I saw a centipede. I don't even know what this is, but it's some kind of larva that I found inside this wood. Coming out. Which apparently I'm allergic to. I saw a centipede, but he got away. And I'm not having much luck with the grubs right now, which are usually some of the easiest to find. I really want to try to find one to show you. If I can get underneath this second piece of wood, maybe. Or maybe if I can get in it. If you tear apart rotten wood, you'll usually find some. This is a grub worm. Great fish bait. Very disgusting looking. And here we're using cut bait. This is wild boar liver, pig liver. Cut bait is basically any larger animal that you cut up, even if it's smaller fish. You basically just cut it into small pieces and thread it on your hook. You can use the baits we dug up, the worms and the wasp larvae, and catch perch, small fish that you can then cut up and use as cut bait, just like this. You want to run it on there a couple times, make sure you don't lose it. Okay, I'm about to show you how to make something really disgusting, but since we've had so many requests on how to find fish bait, I'm going to show you also how to make some. You may notice I've changed my hair a little bit from the last segment. Let me know how you like it. Thought we'd do something a little different. But what we're going to do is we're going to make catfish dough balls. You need to start with a protein. I'm just keeping this as basic and simple as possible. We put some dog food or cat food in a little bit of water, let it get mushy. You can use that. Typically you would want to make it as stinky and gross as possible. So you can blend up liver, organ meat, anything like that. Mix it in, smush it, down into a nice and nasty paste. Catfish hunt by smell, taste in the water. So the stinkier you can make it, the better. You can add bacon bits to this, anything that has a strong flavor or smell that will travel well in the water. We're just making it nasty right there. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of cheese to it that I melted in the microwave or on the stove, doesn't matter. Just some melted cheese into my goop. Mix it all up. That cheese is really going to carry well in the water. Keep stirring it and smashing it until you have a nice gross little paste in there. And then we're going to thicken it up with a little bit of cornmeal, because cornmeal gets a lot harder when it dries than flour does. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to go ahead and let it harden around our hook, so that when we put it in the water, and we're going to add a little bit of flour too, it will just slowly dissolve and send this nice pungent aroma out into the water that will attract lots of catfish. And so I'm going to just stir in some cornmeal and some flour. You can put spices in here like garlic, anything that has a strong taste or smell that will add to the attraction. Just keep stirring this in. And a little more cornmeal. And you just want to keep adding until it's real sticky. I'll show you in a second. Because if you leave it too wet, it'll just take forever to dry. Now some people will dry this in the oven and actually bake it a little bit, but you don't need to. You can just leave it out or put it in the refrigerator overnight, which is what we're gonna do. And it'll be nice and hard in the morning. Alright, we added enough flour and cornmeal to make it nice and sticky, dough-like, so that we can form it into our balls. See, sticking to the spoon. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of this and make a little, like a little cookie dot. And then stick my hook right in there. Just a little cookie dot. So that it looks about like that. And then I'm going to take this and put it in the fridge overnight, and it'll get nice and hard. And when I put this in the water, it doesn't matter how long I leave it out there, it's going to slowly dissolve and leach these nasty smells into the water, and the fish will like it and they will come and get it. Alright, then here we go. They're dried. I've got a whole box of them done, and they stink to high heaven. And this is what we end up with. And when that goes in the water, that will make everything come right to you. So there you go. We found bait and we made bait. I hope that answers your questions for the ones who had been asking on how to find fish bait.